Hi guys, this is Kyle and John and Reid and Ian, and they're doing Roadtrip again.
Woo!
Now we're just gonna talk because it turns out funnier when we do that.
Yeah, usually. So y'all weren't recording on the way up?
No.
No.
We did. We've already said everything we had to say.
I kind of
to each
wish we were
other.
recording on that little entrance that we made with you.
Now
Yeah.
all you guys
That
know
was
is
a-
like
that's
not
a
to
horse.
have a face.
That is a horse, yeah. I would like to give a shout out to Kyle's intense ability to turn down a one-way street
Turn right.
the wrong way, into an oncoming horde of traffic, and narrowly, harrowingly
Next to a
escape.
police officer.
Yeah, next to a police
Who
officer.
really didn't care.
Well, no.
Either way.
But into the wrong way of a parking garage.
Turn right. Delilah, you're wrong.
Well, we knew
Delilah's
that.
always wrong.
So wait, like, what is this building? Is this still the Omni? 'Cause,
No, this is what we call a
You're
pickup
gonna
site for drug dealers.
Look at the cat or something.
What?
Or is it a rabbit? No, it's a rabbit.
What are you
There's a
talking
rabbit.
about?
There's a rabbit right there.
Oh
See?
yeah, there is
See
a
it
rabbit right
scurrying
there.
along.
That's
I need my bow and
I
arrow.
actually do not see the.
It's definitely running across the parking lot right now.
What do you know? Oh yeah, so how was like Renfesty stuff?
Freaking
bought a bow and
awesome,
arrow.
and you're going with us tomorrow.
Yeah. So tell me about
Well,
it.
I mean, first of all, everyone was bowing at my costume, so like.
No,
bowing at
everyone was
my
bowing.
feet,
Everyone was
so-
bowing at Kyle's costume, to be honest.
That well,
it was
they
a
were
very-
doing a little bit more than bowing.
It was a very
Well,
Princess
yeah.
Bride kind of day.
They were more like, you know,
Oh yeah, I guess you have that whole like get up
tackling
thing,
him
huh?
with joy.
See, well, we went to Ethan's Halloween thing at his high school a while ago, and you know, everybody there is a high schooler.
Yeah.
So nobody knows who I am or anything when I'm wearing my costume there.
Right.
But here they do.
So there you go. So you get the points.
We counted.
Well,
20 people mentioned directly to him something,
Specifically
quoted a line or
pointed out.
something, yeah.
Yeah.
Or something.
Or did something, which, hey, can I say that one?
Yeah, fine.
What's that?
Some chick after the
Some crazy fangirl smooched Kyle on the neck.
yeah, she was like
Aw.
charged at him. It was funny as hell.
That's cute. Was it cute?
It
Yeah,
was,
she charged at him saying, "Oh my sweet Wesley."
I like charged at him,
Are we-
and
are we talking
freaking.
You would have appreciated it.
I'm sure.
He walked around with lipstick on his neck for like the entire rest
Well,
of
that's
the
just
day.
it
actually
wouldn't
part of the
come off.
costume. I mean, like that's like. No, yeah, lipstick does that, incidentally. Like, it's one of those weird things where
Yeah.
it doesn't stick on the lips, but it sticks everywhere else.
Exactly.
It's 'cause
Yeah.
it's made out of shark.
And it's not like
What?
yeah, that's not too bad. I'll agree with that.
Did you actually know that?
I mean,
What?
Most lipstick is made out of shark. I don't like not like
Shark
the meat
what?
or anything. It's just like I think it might. I don't
No,
know.
you just like, it's kind of
made
like,
out of some product of a shark.
well, it's like, you know, the giant computer that Plankton has? You
Yeah.
just drop something in, it's like 48% shark. Yeah, it's like,
yeah,
you know,
it's like it's just something.
essence
shark.
do shark.
Huh.
So yeah, okay. So did y'all get a good feel for it and everything?
Yeah, we have it all.
Yep.
Yeah, we pretty much.
Yeah, I mean,
There's a few main things we
Everything
haven't
was
done
pretty.
yet.
Everything felt pretty
Oh.
soft.
Good, I guess. I went once. How many years ago was it? Wow. I was still in high school and I wasn't a
you've gone
senior
before?
yet.
Delilah, where do you think we are?
It wants you to cut across.
You're not even going the right way. You're supposed to be turning me around. You don't do it that way.
Why does it want you to cut through a cylinder wall dividing the highway?
A cylinder.
Yeah, I mean,
Did I say cylinder?
Yeah, yes.
I meant
Cinder brick.
Cinder brick.
That's two very different things. Neither of them are correct.
You can't
either,
do
for that
that.
matter. should I like? Should I
Turn
call
left
for an
at
outside?
next right
Can
turn.
I ask a friend? Phone a friend? My
Phone
phone
a
is a friend.
It goes in 0.1 mile. Exit right. Exit right.
Okay, so where are we actually going? What's this
The
hotel?
wrong way.
Yeah, no, the hotel.
The hotel is
It thinks you're like underneath this freeway for some reason.
1080 Civic Center Lane
10? Oh my god.
in Waxahachie.
I think it just thinks you're on a feeder road.
I know I'm supposed to exit right. Okay, I got that part down.
1080 Civil Lane?
Civic.
Civic. You know, whatever.
It's 2010.
20. Oh,
What?
1080.
where is that come
1080?
from?
It's 2010.
You were 30 off, Kyle.
It's 2010 Civic Center Lane. What's your problem, Kyle?
Where are you taking us, Kyle?
Speaking of, did you see that kid pull a 1080 at the X Games?
What?
Yeah, like this whole way, you know, my whole life has been built around the concept of the 900 as the primo skateboard trick, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, I played Tony Hawk Skater because I was a child in the 90s. And they just kind of, like, they actually failed a class once for not playing it in time. You know, it was a very requisite thing to do. But no, like this kid, there was a 15-year-old kid pulled a 1080 at the X Games, and that's
serious?
not. Yeah, I mean he was on a mega ramp kind of thingamajig.
That doesn't matter. That's insane.
But then, like, just to prove the point, they also showed him doing a 900 on just your average normal day ramp.
Like a normal half pipe or
yeah, like like the Tony Hawk style. Oh my God, he did a 900 after 3 attempts. This kid just kind of did it. I think I'll go the 9 and just sort of did it. So
I'll just do like a 921 degrees exactly.
So that was pretty cool.
I think you'd fall if you did 921 degrees.
Somehow my phone knows the word Waxahachie. I think it's probably the only person in the world who does.
Okay, we're pointing in the right direction.
Are you even sure about that?
No.
Alright.
But
Alright, yeah, so you're gonna exit 403, no matter what Delilah says. You're gonna exit 403.
Look at this helmet we found at the Renaissance Fair.
Well, that's a monkey skull helmet, isn't it?
Speaking of
There was a
monkeys,
monkey.
there was a monkey there, yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
What was his name?
April.
April.
April the monkey, yeah.
And she stole
And
someone's
she
chewing gum.
out of their mouth. She stole her chewing gum and started
Nice.
eating
so
it.
there were actually 2 other very strangely.
If I stole someone's chewing gum and started eating it, they wouldn't think it was this cute.
No.
There were a couple of other strangely specific Princess Bride related things also.
Do tell.
There was we met a guy selling flutes whose name was Wesley Roberts.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And he had
So he
dreadlocks.
says.
Oh yeah, and he had
so
dreadlocks.
people called him the Dread Pirate Roberts.
He's one of the ones who recognized me, obviously.
I would imagine.
And then there was a guy who openly admitted to being frequently compared to Vicini doing a
And
like
did
a
an
stage show.
inconceivable impression.
Nice.
And the guy selling bows looks almost exactly like the guy who plays Dread Pirate Roberts and
exactly, he means.
Robin Hood.
I am intuiting through vague comments. Did you buy a bow?
Yes.
How much are the bows to buy?
Well, mine was 55, but they had cheaper.
Yeah.
They had cheaper as they got shorter, and then you also have to buy arrows, and then he bought a quiver. So what, you spent like $135, I think.
Yeah.
$135.
Which is nice because a Navajo bow in Sedona was like $200 for just a bow that you
Oh
couldn't
my
even
God!
fire.
What is going on with this picture? I just want you to appreciate this picture.
But no,
Oh
it's
God! What is happening?
not even like a prop bow. It's like an actual legit hunting longbow.
Yeah, cool. I was gonna buy a bow, but now I don't think I can, so that sucks.
Oh.
That's
Wait,
alright.
why can't you?
My budget is 40,
Oh.
like in totem.
I'm
so.
using my money to get a port. There's a place that like
Oh,
has
yeah.
a whole setup to take do like I think they use some kind of editing and make there's a painted portrait of you.
Nice.
So we're all going to do that tomorrow. That's where my budget's going.
Oh, and there's a ring
My
where
budget's
you
gone.
can get a bunch of armor and
Oh
gloves.
yes, we're also going to hit each other a lot with metal sticks.
Yeah.
What?
There's a ring. Where
Oh,
you get
yeah.
armor and a helmet and gloves.
Maybe
and
not
like
each other
giant
though.
metal
If we can
fencing
find
swords.
another group of
What,
4
we
people.
can do fencing?
Yes.
Yeah, except
Yeah,
it's like
but
team
it's-
fencing.
No, but
It's like we're talking
can.
like arena fencing.
yes, like they tie balloons onto your shoulders and your head, and then you try to like slash and pop,
Pop
balloons. Like
balloons.
you pop all 3, you kill the person.
Like I got my 2 popped,
And
and
we
the other
did it
one was
today.
like
What if you
slightly.
spear somebody through the face instead? Does
Well,
that
we-
kill the
they
person?
They have
You
fencing
have-
masks and
okay.
everything. Fencing masks and armor and stuff.
I'm just saying, like I feel like there's a more efficient way to do this. We can improve upon the process.
Yeah, it's like $5 a person.
Nice.
So you'll be spending all of your money on that, and you don't have a say in it.
Yeah.
Everybody there is very in character. Also, it's pretty great.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
I
But-
have to. I regret to mention that my costume wasn't quite as authentic as I had hoped.
Was it Greek
What is your
costume?
costume?
I'm going to go as a medieval torture device.
What you doing there?
Well, wait,
Specifically, I'm going as a lawyer. Also, possibly Satan. But I figure that's kind of tautological at that point.
Are you saying you don't have a costume?
I know.
Kyle.
I have a very specific outfit that I think will be thematically
Explain
like-
Ian's words to me, Kyle.
connotive
I'm still
of.
trying to figure them out.
Like,
Okay.
it'll be thematically connotive
know when you
of
do.
an organized attempt at dressing myself in such a way as to not be in typical civilian dress.
He's going to try to dress old timey as best he can.
I mean, I'm going to put on a black shirt and black pants and also a red tie. And I might just sort of like shave in sort of a goatee pattern.
They have a costume rental place there.
Yeah, but that's all my $40.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
true.
Yeah, you spent like $45 in your rental. Today.
No, I got a military discount, so I got.
How much did
Mine was like $38.
Oh,
really?
All right. like just enlist real quick, then we're good.
Exactly. I saw
Oh,
an
by the
army
way,
place
Kyle,
right across the street.
Then turn right.
My GPS has no idea what in God's name you're doing. Just in case you were wondering. I wasn't really paying attention.
No, you should have seen his phone. Took us.
Okay, no, it's right here.
His phone
Turn
took
right
us right up to the door of the pizza place.
Oh yeah, my phone was like, it's amazing. My phone is so accurate it let us into our parking space.
Like it literally told you turn right into the parking space that was open, the only one open.
Yeah.
And then it showed us a picture of the store just in case, so we knew we were at the right one.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have a legitimate GPS system.
Hey, Ian. I figured you'd think that was funny.
Keep right.
I don't know why.
Keep right.
I do love myself some cyanide and happiness.
Yeah.
It's refreshing to realize that there are terrible people in this world.
Oh my gosh, that baby at Wingstop was pissing me off so much. Ian, there was this baby at Wingstop. Let me tell you, it was pissing me off.
This is not where you were supposed to be.
I said keep right.
That's not what that meant, though.
Yes, it is. I stayed right.
What?
You're still going on Delilah's path.
Why is that? Yeah, I mean, I guess so, but...
6 miles. Recalculating.
What the hell?
Yeah, turn right.
Why is it recalculating?
Why are you a terrible person?
Turn right. The other right.
Oh, turn right. Wait, but she doesn't say...
Turn right.
She doesn't say right.
Ignore her. Turn right. All right. Now you're going to turn left up here.
Shut up.
Turn, make a U-turn.
But
U-turn.
You killed Delilah.
Go over to the left and U-turn when there's a crossover machine.
Why did you
didn't I
kill Delilah?
Actually, don't do that.
Oh, God.
Okay, we're gonna go right up back the way we came.
She had so much to live
Where?
for.
How?
No, she didn't.
So
Only
many
this way.
misdirections.
Okay, we're gonna turn right on Reunion Boulevard. It's
Why
in
are you
half a
turning
mile.
right now? I went all the way to the left.
I just get over to the right. I know what I'm doing.
That was chaotic.
And we're not done yet.
No, we're not.
The good news is we get to see this America ball like 16 times.
Wait, are we still in Dallas?
Yes.
We've now actually been able to. We know this quarter of Dallas, like that green building.
Did we
is
just
where
like
you pick
circle
me up.
downtown? I mean,
No, not even circle.
How far till I'm turning right?
Right now.
Ian,
Reunion Boulevard.
gotta pay more attention to this.
I said Reunion Boulevard. You're supposed to be looking at street signs.
I don't do that.
Well, that explains a lot, frankly. Right.
What? Right now?
Yeah,
Wait,
you want to get
haven't
on
we
the
been here already?
you are not using blinkers.
Well, no, we have been out here already.
Yes, because we got off when
Why
we
are we?
shouldn't.
Oh my god.
Now, you just want to kind of cruise along 35E south.
Right onto I-35 east south.
So just like cruise for a while. Like you're going to get off at exit 407.
35 east south.
Sorry, 403. 5 miles here.
Hey there, Delilah.
Shut up. See, that's what it meant, stay right.
No, but then it said stay right again.
Well, it was wrong.
If it said exit right, that's when you exit right. It says stay right, which means stay in the right-hand lane.
When it says right, it means right.
Well, it's Delilah.
right.
Come on now. She's probably under the impression that we're in Imperial Rome or something.
Hey, that place is called Fuel City. Why do we have those foreign
Actually,
dependency crap?
bizarrely, just like an
There's a
accurate
whole city full of fuel.
Well, it looks like a gas station, so
Oh, but apparently it's a city, so...
it looks like a very large gas station. So
It's kind of like IKEA. It has its own zip code.
Yeah. And like its own brand
Our
of like
sovereign
crappy,
state of IKEA has been expanding
chairs
recently.
and
Have you noticed that?
No, I didn't.
It's been annexing small territories like Parkland. But yeah. So did anybody else buy anything yet?
You know what would be two great places? Park World and World Park.
Oh my god.
Because what if we had an entire like theme park full of parks? Like there's Park World, like there's a place you go to, and then like what if you had like World Park where like you had like a giant jungle gym like shaped like the Earth and stuff?
I think one of these is probably solved by the concept of nature, but I'm not sure which.
Oh, but I bought a hat, so
Yeah.
but it goes really well with my Plague Dodger mask.
Good.
Thanks.
Yeah, I got apple cider at one point.
What?
apple
buy
cider.
anything.
Oh, I also bought a drinking horn.
Oh, good.
Since
Oh,
you
yeah.
and me are alone, I'll actually drink there.
Part of me wants to just like blow it on a really great bottle of mead or something, but
I know, right? That's what I want to do too.
mead. Oh, mead. Yes,
How
a
do you have
bottle
a
of
bottle
mead.
of weed.
But then we have to go get the needles.
I wanted to
I thought that was
fill.
for
I wanted to
heroin.
fill up me too.
Yes, I know. That's
That's
the joke. That's what he's...
Oh. I don't know this crap. I don't know your stupid drug addict ways.
I'm innovative.
So am I on the right highway now? Can
Yep,
I just keep
yep.
going until we get to the hotel again?
403. 403. You're exiting 403. You might have to do something like look at the signs.
That's
I'm not sure.
425, Kyle.
But it's not quite the same thing because you're only on here for 3 miles, so don't expect to be here for another 20 miles.
Yeah, but you know, I was at a rental costume the entire
It
time.
looks like I'm supposed to keep going. Are you sure you have the right address in?
Yes.
So I had a rental.
Yours says 2.5 miles. Mine says 2.5 miles.
Does it? Oh, okay.
We're on the...
So Ian,
Yes.
I had a rental costume the entire time. People like he's a witch doctor, whatever, has this really awesome mask or whatever, and he's got Dread Pirate Roberts. People, it was really the whole time. The reactions were, "Whoa, Dread Pirate Roberts!" Some random Princess Diary.
Princess Diaries.
Right.
That's right.
Princess
John.
Bride quote.
John!
And
I personally held you in a room via threat of knifing
I
and made
know.
you watch that movie.
I know.
You don't have an excuse.
I know. Anyway, so Princess Bride quote, and then they'd like look at his mask and be like, "Whoa, that's so cool," and they look at me dressed in a generic archer costume and be like, "You suck." Like just walk away.
I mean, I'd say points for effort, but let's be honest.
There was literally a time at the very end as we were leaving that this girl was just like, I like your costume, I've seen yours way too much. And she walked off. And I was like, oh,
I think I'm
okay.
going to be like,
But I got mine at the rental shop, so it's the
Yeah,
same
you know.
costume. That, you know.
I think I'm going to like tout myself as like your legal representation or something.
You should do it for me, since I'm like apparently just get high in my mask and try to operate on people. And cause them
Mr.
lots of
Roberts
collateral
demands a
damage.
15% cut of any profits proceeding from any of the pictures taken of him.
I did have somebody just like take a picture
Oh,
of me at one point.
and actually, you know what? No, you'll see it when you get there.
Okay.
What?
Don't tell him about the gatekeeper.
Oh yeah, yeah. You should just see him.
Oh yeah,
You
the
just-
gatekeeper.
You just need to see this guy. And I'd say gatekeeper because they know what I'm talking about. It's not actually a gatekeeper, but you just need to
He's
see
kind
this
of a
guy.
gatekeeper.
Well, he was at the gate the time we
He's
saw
kind
him.
of a if you step out of line, I'll kill you keeper.
No, he's more of a if you step out of line, I'll
I think
sling you
gatekeeper
across
is
the
like a-
map.
Anyone
Like,
who's been there
seriously.
knows who we're talking about. But
What? I mean, wait, this is like a, we're talking sort of like medieval bouncer here.
It's a
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Why
That's
can
just-
Ian describe things that he hasn't seen better than we can? We have seen it. It doesn't make any sense.
So yeah, you're gonna want to get over probably. Oh no, I lied. Sorry, you're gonna keep left to stay on. It just said another half mile because apparently it changes into a different road.
oh, it's dumb.
It is dumb, but welcome to life.
Keep left.
Medieval bouncer. You never would have.
That's a perfect description,
I
though.
know.
All right, well,
Well,
Strangely, how have I never gotten into any kind of like horrendous accident or something after all this stuff?
I don't know, actually, because you drive pretty recklessly sometimes.
I don't drive recklessly. I'm just a moron.
Continue 20
well, it's
miles.
the thing is, it's not that you
Wait,
drive
did you say
poorly.
20
Did you just say you don't drive
Yeah, 20
recklessly?
miles. Keep going straight. Like the thing is, you suck at directions, right?
Yeah.
But you disobey directions with pinpoint accuracy and safety precision. So
We
it's like
Like, for example, the direction of an arrow on a one-way street
I
sign.
didn't see. That wasn't reckless. That was just stupidity.
I mean that's kind
There's two
of
different
well.
things.
I mean like there was
It
definitely
was
a
a
lack of rec there.
four-lane road going one way.
I mean, it should. I guess you could see, but like I saw you turn in, and it's like your teensy little car, right?
Yeah.
And it's like just like a
Well, I-
Horde of
I-
it's
cars.
like a grape tomato in front of like a line of armadillos or something.
Well, from the conversation inside the car, here's how it turned out. We turned, and then Reed's just like,
We
Kyle,
live in
there's cars
Texas.
facing you. And then Kyle just turns into the
like,
thing.
yeah, those cars are looking at you, Kyle.
We see like four
All
rows
these
of cars, like stretched back in traffic, and it's just like it must have been like how Simba looked when he got stampeded. Like, it was
Oh, God, why'd you have to go there? Why did you have to bring up the worst moment in my childhood?
Except like in that case, it'd be like a large silver bus, like one of those those large like bullet Winnebago things, like lying trampled on the ground 20 feet behind you or something. which admittedly would be interesting to see. There's like it's like a
And then like way on
giant
top of
step
like
on
one
it.
of the buildings, there's just like a random Camaro with like one of its headlights smashed out.
Yeah.
I like how the cop was right there and never moved or said anything. Like, he didn't come over to try and help. He just like,
He's
Oh.
like, well, he's either gonna die or not. I could pull in there, but then either I'm gonna die or not. So let's chalk this one up to natural selection. Nature has selected poorly.
these poor people.
We discovered, well, not discovered. We were honing our powers of inconvenience earlier.
Right.
It started with we checked into our room and the thermostat and the TV weren't working, so we called somebody up to come look at them.
You didn't have John try and fix them?
He wasn't there yet.
Oh.
We were, we took down the electronics by our presence. That happens all the time.
Yeah.
But we were waiting for the guy to come up, and it was taking him a long time. So I was just like, you know what? I have to use the bathroom, so I'm going to go do that so they don't knock on the door right when I step into the bathroom. So I stepped into the bathroom and he knocked on the door, and so I opened it up and he came in and did his thing.
Like, literally, he said that when they told me, it said like he had his foot in the door.
I mean, it's not really, I did it on purpose. Like, that was...
Yeah, I mean,
it's not even a surprise at this point. It was totally intentional.
It's like, it's kind of like, there's a theory that, like, if you had your nervous system completely
better.
rearranged so that when you, like, tried to move your left arm, you would accidentally, like, kick out with your right shin or something. Like,
Right.
if that happened to you in such a way that your nervous system was completely scrambled, you
Your
could
brain,
eventually...
rewires itself.
You could, like, learn to walk, right? All
Yeah.
you'd have to do is just... You would have to pretend to walk by, like... wiggling one shoulder and blinking your left eyelid, and then it would make your legs move, right?
Yeah, I mean...
This is kind of how our lives work now.
Rework itself.
Oh, it gets better.
So
It gets better.
Later, we're like, John... We realized only too late that John's cell phone is broken.
Sure.
So we have no way of contacting him.
Right.
So we don't know when he left or if he's almost here. We're like just sitting there and waiting for a couple hours. We don't know where he's, like, if he's gonna get there or not.
At this point, I'm like 4 hours late.
We're
Like,
finally gonna be like, okay, we're just gonna go eat, and if our luck continues to hold out, he'll show up right when we walk out the door. And
We walk out the door.
Yeah.
as they walk out the door, like,
Well, there you go.
I'm walking into the door. Like, yeah.
So we've been utilizing this power the entire trip so far.
But so you just kind of like, so you kind of screwed it with the whole one-way thing. Like, if I just turn here, I will definitely find a place to sit and wait for Ian. Well, technically,
Yeah.
yes. But I'm just saying, this is escalating, I think.
We
I think I like
so far no
escalators.
physical harm has come to anyone, so we're okay.
Well, no, other than me burning my arm.
I think I
But
like escalators better than
that was from trying to
elevators.
fix my car on the way here, because that's why I was late.
Yeah, escalators are like...
Yeah, by the way, Avery has been like, I don't understand precisely why, but Avery's decided like I'm her point of contact. I guess it's like because of her brother or something. But so like every possible worry she could possibly have about anything and everything relating to this operation, from, oh God, John's phone is broken and he's driving down from Oklahoma, and who knows what's going to happen, to, by the by, where are you staying? Like, it's like, I'm not sure what you're expecting to do with this information.
It wouldn't hurt to know where we're staying.
Well, I didn't actually know was the thing. And I had other things to do than to, like, call and check. So, yeah.
Also, I take back that physical injury thing because John hit me in the elbow with a sword and numbed my arm for 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, when we were doing the sword thing. Apparently his elbow guards weren't in the right spot.
That spot on your elbow,
The funny bone. They probably left that part purposely open on everyone.
What is this building? I want to know what this long, flat... this looks like a video game level of some sort. This is like an N64 Bond level, I think. Wow, look at that. There's just like scaffolding inside. There is nothing in there except empty scaffolding all the way down the length of the building.
And there's no orange tape around it either, so it's not under construction.
Like,
That's weird.
I think that was somebody's first Minecraft building.
Hey, we were just driving yesterday and saw a building with
Oh yeah.
4 giant T-shaped windows on it.
Well,
Oh, John, you've already been here.
Yep, Turtle Towers touches toddlers.
It took you that long.
It took
to
you
come
that
up
long
with
to
it,
come up with
really?
that. Oh my god.
what?
That took you like all night to come up
Like
with
right
that.
after we did that, the whole rest of the trip home, we were trying to come up with acronyms to ask. Yeah, and then
And
just
this
suddenly-
happened before we went yesterday. This happened yesterday.
But Turtle Towers touches toddlers is the best you could get?
Apparently.
Yeah, with 4 T's.
Well, isn't that the most profound?
You could be like Turtle Towers trumps Trump.
Trump's Trump. What?
I
Turtle
didn't do
Towers
that by 5 seconds!
tops Trump.
Because he's a human vocabulary. He can come up with different synonyms for all kinds of words, starting with T.
It's true. I'm actually just like a syntax held together with a little bit of sinew and spit.
And,
But very
and monkey chewing
syntactically
bubble
so.
gum. Has it become like standard practice that if a Mexican restaurant exists, it has to have a purple outlined orange sign?
Well, I was talking with people the other day, and we realized that there are 3 kinds of places where it's truly acceptable to use like the violet spectrum neon. Those are Mexican food restaurants, discount movie theaters, and strip clubs.
Well, no,
That's it.
Casinos.
No, they get more. Like this is specifically just like if you see a single purplish outline of neon, it's either a strip club, a discount theater, or Mexican food restaurant, without fail.
That's true.
Now, what do these 3 things have in common?
Hold on, I can do this.
Okay,
I can't say it on air.
there's not an answer, so you're generating one.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I suppose like
Wait, what are they again?
You
Strip
can-
club, Mexican restaurant, what?
discount theater, like you can get a good time for $1. Is that the idea?
They all have teenagers working at them?
Have you been to a movie theater? What movie theater is $1?
Well, I mean, a discount theater, you can get like, $3 shows or something. Well, I can actually get like normal movie tickets for $5 with my student ID, which is
I
kind
always
of
forget
nice.
that I can do that.
Yeah.
Probably lost
You're
money
an
on a lot of
FDM
things.
guy. What's wrong with you?
I'm a what?
Film digital media. That's what we call them at Baylor.
Oh,
He doesn't even know his own title.
Yeah.
that's what we call it.
So, here's the thing. At graduation,
Yeah.
like, there's that
Oh yeah,
moment-
you did that today.
Well, I didn't graduate.
I know, but
I
you were
attended
there.
a graduation. Let's not be hasty. I certainly wasn't. But so there's a thing where you like you stand like right in the waiting area before your name's called,
Yeah.
and depending on your major, you either are or aren't allowed to be interesting looking while you do it. So, for instance, the history majors just kind of competed amongst themselves to see who looked the most like a history major. They all won.
What?
Like, there's just like, every time a history major came up and sat in the little ring, we're like, yep, I could see him on a special. He is definitely going to be a Civil War expert someday. We could like get, but and so all of the sorority focused majors
Yeah.
weren't allowed to be interesting, but they tried. They would like bat their eyelashes or do like a really annoying like sort of wink and smile kind of thing. Everybody just kind of like, we've ignored you this long. We can do it one last time. But the FDM people, they're allowed to just like milk the crowd for whatever they're worth.
Yeah.
So they did, effectively. This is fairly unlike, say, the psych majors, some of which thought they were just being like using their sort of awkwardness as like a funny thing.
Yeah.
But I think that instead they just kind of actually ended up on watch lists. Like, there are some faces you just shouldn't make to a crowd full of people. But they made them. I'd like to give you a good pool on what the classics majors did, but there was only one of us.
Wait, was Rachel the only one who graduated this?
Oh, well, she wasn't actually a classics major.
She wasn't?
She's technically a U-Schol, a university scholar. It's the kind of like pick your own major.
What? I don't understand.
It's like you don't actually have course requirements. You have to
But
take
how-
one class each year is like the U-Schol course for the year. And other than that, you basically don't have any major requirements.
Why?
Because-
how does that work?
Because they are the tippy-most, ultra-preferred, super well-treated favorites of Baylor.
Why?
Because, I don't know, it's kind of sucky because the director of the University Scholars Program is Alden Smith, who used to be the interim chair for classics. What that means is everybody who is a U-Schol got the, hey, you should take Latin and become basically a classics major pitch.
Yeah.
The problem with this is that you're inherently more advantaged as a U-Schol. Because
you
you have
take
like
other
no
things, too.
requirements and like people, because you're like at the tippy top of like the honors ladder, you
Yeah.
get like all of the offers and all of the notifications about cool stuff and stuff. So, like, if it just so happens that 50% of all use calls, and there's a fair number of use calls, are almost sort of kind of like classics majors, it kind of sucks to be like a legit classics major.
Wait, so what are the requirements for that? Because otherwise, why are you not that?
Well, you just have to, it's an application process. You have to go in freshman year. You have to take like 2 seminar courses, and then there's 4 use call specific courses. You also have to keep a 3.5 GPA at all times.
Yeah.
And you can never take less than 15 hours. So that's actually kind of intense.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's for people for whom such things are not a problem.
Yeah.
Reportedly. It's okay. I'm not too bitter because, like, I was a transfer, so I couldn't have ever been a use call. I probably would have been.
Oh, that's true. You started at Boston Community College.
Like, Dr. Smith being, like, my advisor, he probably would have said, you know what you should do? You should apply for use call. But instead, I was a sophomore. He said, you know what? Why aren't you in honors? I'm like, I guess I could be. I've never applied. He goes, here, let's go down the hall. So we walked down to the honors office down the hall. He walked in and he said, so this is Ian. He did excellently on the reading and writing portions of the SAT. He totally screwed up the math, but we don't care. I think he should be in the honors program. And the guy looked at him and said, yeah, okay. And so then I was in the honors program. Because Dr. Smith kind of pulls some weight. Incidentally, this is why I've always kind of sucked at the honors classes. Because, you know...
There wasn't any testing involved.
I mean, yeah. But it's all cool. Now I have to write a thesis.
I'm taking 2 classes this quarter.
What?
I'm taking 2 classes this quarter.
Yeah? That's kind of like what I did this quarter, well, my semester. Like, I took 1 upper level Latin course. I took 1 art course, actually, about ancient Greek pottery. It was exactly as exciting as it sounds.
It's an oddly specific subject for an entire course.
I mean, you gotta learn it sometime, right? Like, you know...
Yeah.
I know how to classify ancient Greek pottery now. And then...
If anyone has this oddly specific of a job for Ian, I'm sure he'll be looking for one.
Yeah, museum curatorship. Oh, here's kind of a random, useless history fact. Are you familiar with the Medici?
It sounds like a word that I've heard before.
If you've ever heard about Renaissance Italy, the Medici were like a big thing. If you've played Assassin's Creed, you've probably run across some of the Medici. One of the things that the Medici were most well known for was being patrons of the arts. So like lots of sculptures and stuff, like a lot of the Davids and a lot of the the super fancy Renaissance sculptures by like Bernini and Michelangelo and all those folks, right?
Yeah.
Was Leonardo da Vinci
He did
Ninja Turtles and Friends.
Yeah. Like if any of the turtles probably were commissioned by the Medici at some point. Well, it turns out the Medici are still around.
Oh.
So
kind of like the Templars.
What?
Kind of like the Templars.
Yeah. So but it gets even better because they're also criminals. Well, at least one of them was a criminal. There's a guy named Jacopo de' Medici, right?
Yeah.
Which is great because their names haven't changed at all either. Apparently, this is like in the 70s.
Yeah.
In the 70s, like all of the people got together, the people who care about this kind of thing, and said, "Here's the deal: we're not taking any more pots out of Italy. Don't do it. You're a bad person if you do it. Italy wants to keep their pots." Like, okay, fine. Of interesting note, the few people who have possibly caught on to this small itty-bitty fact, and I know it's like basically none of you before I mention this, the Greek pots showed up in Italy because the Italians really liked the Greek style.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's actually just the same thing as a Greek pot. But anyway, so what happened was there was this big deal, right? However, the Met, right, the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York,
Yeah.
there was a pot by this guy named Euphronius, and it's the only complete Euphronius pot ever found, right? Like,
Yeah.
completely unbroken. And they're like, that's cool, we want it. Like, yeah, but it was pilfered from a tomb, and it's on sale, but it's like legit stolen. It's like when you're like in an Elder Scrolls game and you pick something up and then it's like red.
Yeah.
Like, it's like that, because like everybody knew that this pot was stolen, and everybody who knew that anybody who bought this pot was buying a stolen pot. But the Met was like, yeah, and so they raised up $1 million and bought the pot.
Wow.
This was done through Jacopo de' Medici, who actually had an entire warehouse it was like an Indiana Jones style warehouse, literally brimming with ancient treasures. Like they had Polaroids of like Venus de Milo style statues sitting there with dirt still on them from where they had dug them out of the ground. And it was just like boxes and boxes full of Polaroids that they found of this guy. You know, he had just collected this giant warehouse full of antiquities, and he was just selling them off rampantly. It's like, wow.
Was he a supervillain by any chance?
Just like this.
How did he go across all these things?
He had like roving gangs of Tomb Raiders.
That's even cooler than supervillain.
That's like, I'm not sure what I expected from the meta sheet, but now I know that it was exactly that. So that was pretty cool.
I think I'll try to tomorrow at the Renaissance Fair. We're gonna have every now and then we'll try to get some more video footage. We didn't really take pictures or anything today because we were just looking around, and I have giant gloves and can't manipulate electronics with them.
Right.
You'll have your hands free and you'll be dressed like a lawyer, so you can have the boring job of filming us.
Excellent.
Oh wait, we're being filmed?
This is for the legal record.
With the flip cam, we'll have you film every now and then.
Yeah. Sounds good.
I wanted to get somebody to film while we're sword fighting each other, because you can have up to 11 people in the ring at once.
Oh my god.
That's what I was gonna say earlier. Is that instead of us fighting each other, like we do that too.
Try to find another group.
Yeah, another group before we can fight.
It'd just be like gang versus gang.
Pretty much, and then we can gang up on each other because only one person's gonna win.
8 miles, exit right, then exit right.
Thank you, Delilah.
She's right this time, by the way.
Is she right twice, both times?
Yes. No.
Okay.
But, you know.
What was I thinking? Oh yeah, anyway, we can post that. We'll have that on video on YouTube. Like, we can try to get a video on YouTube, actually. And then hopefully have our portrait we can post up as well. Which would be fun.
This sounds good.
I'm also working on another illustration of all of us in suits for some reason. Oh wait, no, I remember the reasons, because YouTube is dumb and it's making me switch my channel design to the new stupid one.
What?
I mean, I knew they were going to eventually, but...
And so now you have to, like, to reframe everything?
I have to make a new picture. They're really... It's such a crappy looking design. There's no customization on it. You can only have, like, a little banner at the top.
Yeah.
So, I'm making another picture to use on YouTube and Facebook and whatever else I want to use. Just a new illustration of everybody.
Which is great, because it means that
What the hell was that?
my
It's like the
GPS.
songbird just came back and like.
That was my GPS saying,
Reid's back.
I don't know where we are. That's what that means, actually. You're supposed to go over here, yeah. 287 north.
the
That's
hell
the
did
ramp.
you do?
Weird.
Yeah, exit. Go to
Oh,
the
okay.
exit.
It's one of the stupid curly things.
287
Oh, crap. Hi.
Wahatchee.
That's, well, that was it.
Exit right.
No. No, it wasn't.
Alright.
We're in the right area. Cause
Alright,
those are the Christmas trees I was talking about earlier.
Yeah. And so, also, it's come to mind that
US 287 south, then merge onto McNaughton Street.
Yes.
McNaughton Street?
Oh.
Yeah.
I know where we are now. I've actually covered these
Oh
roads
wow!
enough.
Look, it is McNaughton Street. That's great. Okay,
That was some pro sidetracking.
like we've done this whole podcast imaging, and nobody's made fun of the name Waxahachie yet.
We sort of did.
We mentioned the word Waxahachie, and everybody's
Is it just
kind of.
implicit?
Yeah.
I mean, just like,
we mentioned how no one knew where it was, I think.
but it's like great because if you look at it, it's like coming up from Austin to Waxahachie is so incredibly lame.
Right onto
Try coming from Lawton
do
to
you mean?
Waxahachie. It's like no different.
Well, but didn't you go through Dallas? That's the thing. Like,
I
there's
think
this.
Did I? I might have. I didn't
you
see all. I
should've.
didn't see all that
Okay, Delilah,
big building and stuff though.
I mean, like, it just gets more agrarian and more agrarian. Although there is somewhere on the road between Austin and Waxahachie, the Monolithic Dome Institute.
What?
It's called the
Monolithic Dome Institute. It is an institute that is created of and in the business of creating monolithic domes. Like, they don't want to
That
give
is
you...
not that far from another story that I believe I've already told y'all actually, so never mind. But did I ever tell y'all about the
Is this like an
guy
airfield?
in Sedona in the backwoods who had a nuclear warhead in his front
You
yard?
mentioned it, yeah.
Yeah, like his job was to sell dome houses, and he lived in a dome house.
Yeah.
Which I guess it sounds about right, because if you're going to sell dome houses, it'd be kind of hypocritical to not live in one and talk about how great they are.
right onto
You gotta appreciate his dedication.
Yeah.
dedication to the craft of dome housing. One must, however, you can't question his dedication, but you can question his
sanity.
decision making.
His sanity was definitely in question, considering the fact he was telling us how he made acid water in the back to drink.
Yeah, I don't think his sanity was actually that much in question at all.
He had a dome house, and solar panels on the roof, and a nuclear warhead casing in his front yard.
Nuclear. Good Lord, just act like a normal human being.
I said nuclear.
Said Reid.
Nuclear.
See, you know what? You've been like bugging us this so long about being on the podcast. You're finally in one, and you don't say anything the whole time.
Who, me?
What?
No, Reid.
Oh, I was
What are
like,
you talking
what?
You've been sitting there looking at your phone for like the past half hour.
Yeah, didn't you want
I wanna
shotgun
look at
so
my
you could
phone.
be like closer to the mic anyways? Like what, you want him to hear your heavy breathing or something? Like, I mean...
I think Reid's aura permeates.
Not anything in particular, or just in general?
No, it's just like
You're gonna listen to this podcast, you're gonna hear his voice.
intransitively.
Like, at random spots, just because he's like... there.
Like when we walk in the lobby in a moment, I want you to watch and just like look at people turn to each other and go like, "Do you feel permeated just now?"
What?
Okay.
I really don't think they're gonna do that either.
They did when you walked out in your costume. Oh.
Oh yeah. Okay, well we were in the room, and Reid had his whole mask on and everything, and John was just like, "Hey Reid, stand behind the door. I'm gonna open it, and hopefully somebody will be in front of, like, you know, on the other side of the door."
Uh-huh.
So we open it up, and right when he opens it, some
Maid
like the
is
cleaning
walking
woman
right by the door.
turns from the door opposite the hallway that she's in and screams because Reid's standing there with this terrifying leather bird mask.
And I'm standing behind the door, so she can't see me. She just sees, like, the door fly open, him not even opening it, and just, like...
I'm just standing there staring at her.
It
and
was
I hit,
pretty great.
like, it was awesome. I made, like, a loud bang with it, like...
I mean, she thought it was funny afterwards.
Yeah.
That's now worth it.
They've taken all our parking spots.
It's probably a popular
That's
hotel.
my parking space.
It's probably somewhere underneath that bus taking up 8
Yeah,
parking
I know. What the
spots.
crap is up with that bus?
I mean, it's a bus. Like you don't say no to a bus.
That's true.
I mean,
So, wait, where do I go?
I think you can park right next to the bus.
But how does the bus get out? I don't know if I want my car in
Screw
front of
the
the bus.
Yeah, forget the bus.
I think the bus is gonna screw Kyle's car before Kyle gets
What is this
anywhere
building
near
over here?
screwing
Is this
him.
That's okay, I
don't
always
know,
got
we
my
can't-
car.
I don't know what that is. I guess
We
I
couldn't
could
figure that out,
park over
actually.
there,
We
but-
were looking at it. I think it's a bank.
Maybe it's
How-
like an art museum of some sort.
How long
I
does this-
think it's a bank.
Why?
It's
Who
got
would
a
benefit from
docking
putting
bay
an art
over there,
museum
and,
right there.
and an
I know,
drive-through
but
archery. Art
Has this bus
archway.
moved since we got here?
No.
Okay, then yeah, I'm just gonna park right here.
The fact that it has a drive-through
It'll
and
be
a
fine.
docking bay, I think it's a bank.
Yeah, maybe so.
Or a pharmacy.
I'm glad you bought a bow so that I don't have to spend money attempting to buy a bow.
How does him buying a bow somehow?
I mean,
Because
I'm
he
gonna
can shoot my
steal
bow. What?
That's just it.
Alright, so should I turn this off now?
Yeah, all right, we're here.
Alright.
Thanks
Awesome.
for tuning in.
Alright.
Bye bye.
This has been fun, interesting. Alright.